cool backdrop we've got going on here.
I feel like I'm in a TLC video.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. You know CeeLo sang a background on that background.
Did he really?
Go back and listen to it after this, and you will notice that's the right word I'm looking for.
Indistinguishable voice is CeeLo?
It's CeeLo. No, not indistinguishable, because you know CeeLo when you hear him. So.
Okay, well, you're teaching me a little something new today.
Yeah, go back and check it out. You'll be like, oh, that's CeeLo singing background vocals.
For sure. Okay, you're just full of surprises. Well, you know, in the past, you've said kind of recently that you are always on fire about something. It changes from day to day, different causes. What are you on fire about today?
My tea and my own personal health. You know, taking care of my voice, rest, taking care of my body at this time, you know.
Yeah, because you're busy.
Yeah, my rest.
Yeah, so you play Black Manta, you know, the arch nemesis of Aquaman, which is a huge undertaking, you know, in the comic book world. You were in Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Did he give you any advice about entering the comic book world?
He did give me some advice. He said, look, well, first he said, don't sign up for a 14 picture contract. That's what he said. And then he said, well, you know, the villains, they get the best lines, they work the least amount of days, and you win all the fights except for the last one. So, you know, he said that, you know, it's going to be really fun to go out and do something like that. And then he said, no, go do a good job.
You're like, so that's a pretty good trade-off.
That's a good trade-off. That's a pretty good deal. You know, step into the first thing like this, you come in, you know, you work a couple days, you have a really good impact, and then you spend some time on the beach.
On the beach, nice. I mean, what other research did you do when entering, you know, when trying to become Black Manta? Because again, you know, comic book fans are really into their characters. How else did you prepare?
They don't play. You have to go, well, I had to go directly to the comic book fans. You know, I got on Twitter, I got on Instagram, and I immediately started a dialogue and a conversation to figure out what do people like about this character, you know, what are they looking forward to? And then I had to go into the comic book shops to read comics, to buy as many as I could to figure out what I liked about him as well. So I had to become a fan at the same time, and then it just became a negotiation of saying, well, okay, what are the things that I like? What are the things that the fans like? What are we trying to do with the script? And how can I build the character in a way that'll satisfy myself? Because you always want to satisfy yourself as an audience, but how can I build a product and a package that I can offer up and say, okay, guys, this is my take. What do you think?
Who the hell are you?
So what were some of those, you know, favorite things that you liked about Black Manta?
I really like that he's ruthless. I really like that he is emotional. He's not a rational guy. He's very, very smart. He's resourceful. And he's funny. I think he's a funny character. I think there's a world where I always say if Black Manta's at a party, if David Kane is at a party, he does not get the jokes, you know, or if he goes to a comedy show, for whatever reason, he wouldn't laugh, but he would just probably say, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. You know, he has weird sensibilities, and I really like that about him.
He's a music, yeah.
Yeah, he's a music.
Cool. And as I mentioned earlier, you've got, you know, a huge future ahead. You've got a lot going on for you. You know, prior to this, you got your degree from Yale in drama. For anybody who wants to enter acting, what advice would you give them? Because there's so many different ways to get into it, and you are shining right now.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I would say if you want to be an actor, be an actor. You know, consider yourself an actor. It doesn't mean that in other words, consider yourself an actor first, and I think then that'll help you to follow. That'll lead you to following the next steps. Going to the library, get on the internet, reading plays, finding other actors that you can talk about acting with, and then building opportunities from there. I think that's one of the first things that you can do. And don't let anyone tell you that you're not an actor because you don't have an acting job currently, because we all go through it, you know.
Yeah, I like that. That's so good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.